sleeping, so I'm going to do only a couple, maybe like 4 videos now, okay? So in terms of like substance, right? I think it's very important in the beauty world to have substance. Now, there's a lot of celebrities that do. There's a lot of famous people that have substance. I mean, Angelina Jolie fights for human rights. A lot of them are activists. They do lots of good work, right? And I mean, for me, I just think substance is very important. But I have 2 university degrees, so for me, I have a very good education, and I plan on getting more education once I get famous, because I'll have more time, and I'll have more, even if I stay at my job, I'll do less hours. So I'll have more time, and so I can pursue certain things because I have an education, and I just have that, that drive to also seek to advocate, to help people, and all that. I think substance is very important in social media. Not everyone has substance, and I think it's more of an education thing. I don't think it's necessarily somebody's fault. You know, I mean, obviously I like the fancy stuff, dating the most glamorous people, that's all fun and stuff. I love that stuff, right? Who doesn't love that stuff, right? But I volunteered at a hospital for like 20 years, helping patients, and I did a lot of great work, and I was always very nice to my friends, and I always felt like I was more of a person that was well-rounded, and you know, I advocate for people, I fight for human rights. Even just being a cross-dresser or whatever that I do, I mean, I don't consider myself an actual cross-dresser, but I look very good as a woman. And I think that's very important to give that out there, because I think people need that sometimes. You know, the crazy thing is there are some people that are LGBTQ or different race or religions that have people in their lives, and then they know that, oh, I'm fine, I have no worries, right? And they know they have no worries because they have people in their lives that are agree with their LGBTQ or whatever, or any kind of situation, and they have people that agree with them and support them. But for me, I like to make sure that if somebody doesn't have those supports in place, they have somebody like me as a creator to give that positivity, and even just cheering people up and being positive. I think that's very important, because there's a lot of social media where people just feel like it's just so nasty and rude, and maybe doesn't give them that sense of purpose or motivation. Even my dieting and exercising, I feel like I'm motivating people. So I try to make sure people have a lot of substance on my channel, and not just the beauty and the glam and the gorgeousness. I mean, I deliver that in droves, but I think, you know, very important to have a purpose in life. And I really feel like it's something that I want people to get a lot out of my channel, not just the beauty and the glam. I mean, I'm one of the most beautiful people in the world, like by far, and I'm tied with the best, right? But I think it's very important to have, especially having all positive videos. I think it's very important. I know people are like, well, you can make a negative video, it doesn't have to be all positive. But I want people to be able to count on my channel to get that positive boost, because sometimes you can't get it from anywhere, right? So that's why I do all positive videos, because I know when I'm looking for a video sometimes, and I feel like there's nowhere to turn. Even though they're just videos, they're not just videos, right? Because sometimes you feel like there's nowhere to turn, and you have nowhere to go, and you don't know what's positive out there anymore. It's nice to have a channel that you can rely on, right? Anyway, yes, I do believe I have a lot of substance. I'm not just a pretty person. And I mean, even if you are just a pretty person, and you don't care about anything else, that's allowed, right? There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's just that for me, I like to be able to give people a message and a strong ability to focus on themselves and be motivated and do all that, right? And I do believe, you know, I'm very good looking, but I do believe that there's a lot of beauty in non-conventional beauty and everybody in the world, right? Because I think, you know, I'm very motivated by all kinds of stuff, right? And there are some very sweet, nice people that may not be conventionally attractive, but they're just so nice that it makes you feel so much better when you're around them, right? So beauty, then I don't even think when I'm around people like that, I don't even think, like beauty is not even something I even think about, right? Because they're just so nice that it's such a beautiful feeling to be around them, right? Anyway, thank you guys, bye now.